world, hello Australia, it's Jamie Burke here, the Crypto Koala. Now today guys, I've got the founder and CEO of MobiePay. His name is Brandon Burgason. Mate, it's great to have you on the day, Brandon.
Hey, nice to be here, Jamie. Thanks to you and Cryptokoala for having me on today.
Yep, no worries, mate. So I understand you're calling from the US, which is pretty amazing. So Brandon, mate, tell us a bit about yourself and tell us a bit about your core team.
Great. Well, to tell you a little bit about myself first, I have kind of a very spread out background, mostly in finance, commodities, marketing. I have some experience in FX trading. I had about 18 traders working for me full time at one time, about 6-7 years ago. So understand that space very well. Really big into technology, and I've always been kind of a nerd, taking computers apart as a kid. I've been working on this project for over a year now and built a pretty significant team, I believe. Three of the people I want to mention here is Brian O'Neill, Nick Pooney, and Tal Finney. Brian O'Neill was the first person I brought onto the team. He's essentially our chief of legal, and he comes from a background, former New York Stock Exchange chief counsel, former SEC, and executive director of compliance for JP Morgan Chase. So, wow. Being in the environment we're at, it's really important to have someone with his background on the team. And so he was the first person I brought on. Then we have our CTO, Nick Pooney. And Nick had built a company, I believe, up to 500 employees and sold to the biggest tech company in the UK that's currently responsible for 51% of the billables in the UK. And so he understands ledger and technology and different things and how to scale a business. So that was very important to us. And lastly, we'll talk about Tal Finney. Tal's a board member of ours, former state controller for California, and director of policy for 2 governors here in the state of California. So Tal is an advisor and also a board member here at Mobie.
Oh wow, sounds like a really sort of diverse, interesting and experienced background in your team members. So you're quite well-rounded yourself there, which is pretty awesome. So mate, it's an interesting time in the US right now, like with Donald Trump recently tweeting his views on Bitcoin and Libra. And you even had Steve Mnuchin coming out, voicing, like echoing them sort of opinions of Donald Trump. What are your thoughts on them, Brandon?
I think the comment that Donald Trump made didn't carry much weight, especially when the accusations are really substantiated, and the facts clearly show that Fiat takes the lead with money laundering 100 to 1 versus Bitcoin. But I must agree on the comments on Libra. I believe they are valid, and it would be, in my opinion, a real mistake allowing them to operate in our space, especially, Jamie, because they've already proved they don't care about our data privacy. And I believe they pose a real threat in many ways. It really gives too much power to Facebook and their partners in Libra, and it's far too centralized, in my opinion. It doesn't seem like a cryptocurrency whatsoever, more of a stable coin.
Given the scrutiny towards Libra and crypto, where you guys are based in the US, are you doing everything you can to keep the regulators happy with your project?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, the first person we brought on the team was Brian O'Neill. Compliance is our #1 concern, and we take it very seriously. We were doing everything the right way. Since the beginning, we've taken our time, making sure our agreements, making sure that we're adhering to the regulators, talking with them. Our goal is to go public one day, and so we want to do everything right and make sure that we are communicating properly and with those regulators here in the U.S.
Oh, wonderful. So let's jump straight into MobiePay, the MobiePay ecosystem. So let's talk about the individual elements. So you've got the 3 products, basically, and the MobiePay X, the wallet for crypto exchange. So, mate, what's the main features there? What sort of pairings does it have? Is the exchange interoperable, with multiple currencies, both fiat and crypto? There's a few questions there I'll sort of function together for you.
Well, great. Yeah, no, we strategically built 3 different products for a reason, to go after 3 different demographics, including the mainstream consumer, which I feel that a lot of crypto companies are hyper-focused on crypto, and they're missing, far more market share that's out there. So that's strategically what we have done. But just to kind of dig into more about Mobie X, so this is our crypto wallet and exchange wallet. The primary features, just like any other crypto wallet. In addition, we are finalizing and currently in staging of instant currency conversion feature within the app. So that would be crypto to crypto and crypto to fiat function, similar to what you see on Coinbase. So that's a great functionality as well. And Mobie X also acts as a global payment app. So you can send any major fiat or cryptocurrency worldwide utilizing Mobie token that's built on Stellar with no fees. So, you know, our system is interoperable and currently integrated with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Stellar blockchains. We are currently, Jamie, working on custody and exchange for the following fiat assets. So that's US dollars, euros, Great Britain pound. We have the yen, the Canadian dollar, and the Aussie dollar. And the following crypto assets of Bitcoin, Ethereum, ERC20, BNB, XLM, Bitcoin Cash, USDT, and USDC.
It's great. It's got a good range of currencies there, which is pretty awesome. So we move on to the actual Mobie wallet and the mainstream consumer apps. So tell us a bit about that.
Well, yeah, our mainstream wallet, Mobie, is really kind of our bread and butter, and this is where our patent pending technology comes into place. You know, we'll be launching in the U.S. The U.S. first, and it will be considered a custodial wallet since it does not hold crypto and is compliant with U.S. banking regulations. So essentially, the mainstream app will be a you know, typical Venmo, PayPal, Cash App type of functionality. But it'll have a direct integration with you know, large retailers and merchants, which I can tell you about a little bit more about that here in a minute. And so, you know, the crypto side of things will actually be stored in the Mobie X wallet. So we're segregating those for a certain reason, and our crypto wallet will be a non-custodial wallet. The crypto addresses will be stored and linked in the Mobie mainstream consumer wallet as a funding source for everyday payments like groceries, coffee, things of that nature with our participating retailers. So essentially you can use Mobie, Bitcoin, Ethereum to purchase things at your local pharmacy or to buy airplane tickets.
Sure, and I guess that's moving on to your third product as well in the ecosystem is a MobiePay. So do you guys have merchants on board for that, like looking at using MobiePay?
Yes, we do have merchants on board, and we're finalizing the integrations with our core retail partners and their existing point of sale systems. And these are companies like Target, CVS, Hotels.com, Uber, Amazon, just to name a few. Yeah. We have over 350 retailers in the US alone. And we have other retailers globally that will be integrating as we, as we move on through, through our phase here in the US. In addition, we do have significant launch partners that we'll be announcing very soon, who are big players in the rideshare space, the influencer space, gaming, and cannabis as well. User adoption is a key focus of ours, and with these key launch partners that we are currently integrating with and finalizing partnerships with, we believe can bring seven-figure user base on an active level to our platform. Again, because we're not going straight after crypto, we're going as a all-encompassing global banking application.
Sure, and that's really interesting where you're diversifying. You're not just focusing on crypto. You've got multiple revenue streams. So it sounds like you're getting some big players on board, which is great. So you're talking about adoption-wise. So where do you see your product mainly used?
We're focusing on the U.S. Since a lot of these other crypto apps, if you want to call them, are really focused in the European area because regulation's a lot, I would say, a lot easier to deal with. So we're really focused on the U.S. because we understand the regulations, and our council has given us some good guidance to that. Then we'll kind of focus on the European area and also South America. Our long-term goal is to really penetrate, those markets and serve the under and the unbanked. So from a long-term point of view, that's something that's very sensitive to me. I want to really try to get money in the hands of people that don't have current banking availability to them based on their demographic location.
Sure, you look at them developing countries like, especially with South America and Africa. And Africa's, it's got so much potential, It's got more mobile phone users than the US and Europe combined. And something like 34% of them don't have access to bank accounts. So, you can see there's a huge market for even basic commerce. So, having that sort of ability to do basic commerce in them countries would be massive for them guys. So, you mentioned earlier on about how you're going to be looking at attracting businesses and merchants for the everyday users, especially with MobiePay. So, what sort of reward and loyalty structure is in place at the moment that you guys have incorporated in your ecosystem?
The reward structure, well, the reward structure that we have for our merchants is pretty significant. It's part of our adoption strategy for merchants, what separates us from many of our competitors out there, because you have to give them a reason to want to come onto your platform. Not only will Mobie reduce merchant fees by up to 80% from the current fees that are out there, we will also settle instantly in any currency, their local currency as well, and they'll have access to our proprietary data. They will actually get an unrealized revenue stream that only Mobie can give them. And to quantify that a bit more, any user that they bring onto our system that's a new user to the Mobie ecosystem, they will actually become the parent-child relationship, and they will benefit from the activity and be rewarded from the activity in tokens and in fiat from what they spend and how much they use in the ecosystem. So it's really a sharing economy. Everyone kind of feeds each other in different ways, and everyone's incentivized to transact, to refer people to the platform. And we have some great rewards in regards to data that with a significant partnership that we have, we're finalizing now, that will give our merchants access to proprietary data that will assist them greatly into servicing current customers of theirs, as well as future customers as well.
Yeah, awesome, man. So the mobile and the Mobie currency use cases is an incentive to actually use your token. Is it like a pure utility?
Yes, it's a pure utility. It's built on the Stellar platform, and its basic function is to handle the reward side of things and as a payment source. Because it is on Stellar, it's an actual currency. So the pure utility of it is generally, and how Stellar is built, is to act as a bridge asset between fiat and cryptocurrencies globally. So I can get into more why we chose Stellar, but Stellar, we believe, is a great platform with a lot of micro payments and global payments in the future that will come on board, and we're happy to be a part and partnering with them on that level to bring cross-border remittance and payments, to people that need it in third world countries like Africa and Mexico.
Sure, and I definitely want to hear why you guys chose Stellar. How you found that's the best fit for the whole Mobie ecosystem and your whole project. So, how come you went with Stellar?
Well, you know what, our project is actually blockchain agnostic, and we built it on purpose so we're not handcuffed to a certain protocol or just adapt on a ever-evolving technology of blockchain. We want to remain nimble, so we can integrate directly with different blockchains. Hence, we've integrated directly with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Stellar, which allows us to do things at a much faster basis and instantly, not relying on the cost that it is to run on some of these blockchains with gas and things of that nature. We built on Stellar for many reasons. Funny story is I wrote the white paper initially, wrote this whole business plan and this whole vision, and then I went out to find the right blockchain in late 2017. And at that time, Jamie, everything was built on ERC20, and I tend not to follow popular opinion because popular opinion is typically wrong. So it's just one of my things that I go through in my head. I was actually introduced to Stellar And it was like the gates of heaven opened up, and I felt that it was literally built for this project. You know, from the cross-border micropayments, it settles in 2 to 5 seconds at pretty much no cost. And to quantify the no cost, they have a small fee in there. They have to do that for some other reasons, but 100,000 transactions cost 1 US penny. So comparing us to on all the other programs or all the other wallets that are out there, their primary business model is to making, you know, saying that they have no fees, but they actually are making 2 to 5% spread between the currency conversion. We have other significant revenue models where we don't need to charge those types of fees. And we believe that sooner or later, people will come onto Mobie because they're sick of being deceived and paying, you know, that much to convert currency. And so that was a very key component of why we chose Stellar, the speed and the cost. In addition to that, Jamie, I'm not sure if many people know this about Stellar, but they have a decentralized distributed exchange. So essentially, if you build your token on Stellar, you don't need to essentially be listed with other exchanges. Of course, the liquidity is you know, not that, you know, you can get more liquidity in other exchanges, and that's our intent, to be listed on other major exchanges as well. But that's a key factor, and they both host fiat and cryptocurrencies. And lastly, the biggest thing about Stellar is they have what's called anchors. And these anchors are liquidity providers in fiat assets from their local companies and local organizations. For instance, you know, Stellar has different partners or anchors all around the world. We intend on being an anchor for the US dollar here in the US and offering that liquidity. Now they have other anchors like in the Philippines, Africa, which allows us to do this conversion of currency instantly and from a global peer-to-peer type of mechanism. So we're really excited about developing a relationship and continue to move forward with Stellar based on those features.
So it's great that you've got the Mobie ecosystem, and then you're going into the bigger Stellar ecosystem. So you're sort of integrating. You're not working against other projects on Stellar. You're working with them. So you're sort of helping each other out in the bigger picture of things, which is really great. So yeah, where do you see yourself development-wise at the moment?
You know, we just we took an opportunity in we were trying to do a token sale initially the beginning of this year, and obviously we're in a bear market. So we bootstrapped everything here, and we decided to put all our effort into building out, our MVP, our beta. So since that time, we're happy to announce that we've successfully completed our backend dashboard and our web wallet that is currently live and functioning. We've already minted our our MBX tokens, our Mobie tokens. So those are live as well. Our beta developer portal is up. So our core APIs and software development kit is currently listed on our website. And that's for the merchant checkout. So our merchant partners and launch partners could start that integration with their mobile apps and their different applications that we're partnering with them on. Our mobile apps are built. We are just finalizing some front-end integrations like banking and the currency exchange functionality. And we will, our intent is to launch the full functioning mobile app by the token generation event. So we're looking to do that, and hopefully about 120 days from now.
It's good to see that you've actually got a product. So all these projects in the past, they like to do it the other way around, whereas they had the ICO or the IPO or STO before they've got a working product. So you've been building that out this whole time, and now you can actually have something that's tangible, which is great. So
absolutely. I think it's important. One thing I would like to add to, Jamie, I think it's important for I don't really mention this much, but it's important for everyone to add that I personally have a lot of skin in the game, a majority, and I put the money that I've made, and this was all strategically done into this project, and friends and family have as well. and we bootstrap it to get to this point. So we're all in. It's not like we're relying on other people's money, and that's not our intent. Our intent is to build something that's going to last for a long time, you know, that's benefit to our token holders. And really, we took it as an advantage to see what mistakes all these other projects made, and we're looking to mitigate those and do things the right way. So just wanted to mention that to you, Jamie, because that's an important thing for, I think, people to know.
Sure, and something else I noticed is pretty important that makes you sort of stand out is that, but the charitable aspect of Mobie, you know, which is very important, you know, personally, and I know that you've been building that to help others in that space. So could you talk a bit more about that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it's about what we do to help others, and this project, you know, allowing commerce for people in third world countries to transact is such a huge thing, and it's such a great time to be alive with technology. I think something Elon Musk said recently in an article, but you know, social responsibility is at the top of our list. You know, we are very purpose driven. My wife and I, you know, individually, but you know, our team, everyone on our team is, you know, we're doing things for a reason. It's not just to make money, but it is to, you know, develop mechanisms to help others. And so we're building a charitable feature on the platform, which allows you to round up and give that to a charity of your choice, or apply the rewards that you receive. We have significant rewards in place, up to 6% on spending, rewards for your data, and rewards for bringing other merchants and users to the system. So we're creating a very frictionless mechanism for you to, within a couple thumb clicks, be able to allocate those rewards to your favorite charity, and then you can start to build that out. And then our intent is to build some sort of statement end of year, which will show those charitable donations for your taxes and things like that.
Wonderful.
But it's you know, we strategically built a no gimmick reward system for this purpose, so people are enabled to do good things and help others without all the hassle. If that makes sense.
And I mean, you know, okay. So in summary, basically, does Mobie make life easier for the everyday person?
Yeah, it does. You know, what Mobie does is we really are trying to consolidate multiple apps like banking, crypto, personal finance, investing, global currency conversions, everything into a single app that really reduces the friction that are typically associated with banking apps, and certainly when it comes to cryptocurrency. So everything is to try to consolidate, to make it easy, and that's really what you know, Mobie is about, is really working through the flows to make things simple and not so complicated, where you have to, you know, figure out how to send it to a very long string of numbers and letters for a wallet address, when you can, in our system, you can just send money or cryptocurrencies to anyone with a phone number or an email.
Sure, great stuff. So guys, what I'll do, I'll put down the links down below to the project, to MobiePay. I'll give a quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, do your own research. I'm not telling you to get involved in this project, do your own due diligence, but I like the project, and I think it's got some interesting aspects to it. So I'll let you check it out for yourselves, guys. So as I just said, I'll put the links down below if you want to check it out for yourselves. Brad, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, mate, and you have a wonderful day, hey?
Awesome. Thank you, Jamie. Thanks for having me.
See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.